Hi everyone. Hi everyone. We're just waiting for Vrinda to join in. And there she is. Hi Vrinda. Hi Vrinda.
Hi, Vinti. How are you?
Very well. So everyone, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Vrinda. She's a very well-known coach. She's a celebrity, a fitness enthusiast, and a brand. So let's just dive in there. Tell us about how, we all know how mind, the body, and are all connected. So could you tell us how they influence each other?
Vinti, your network is little, your voice is cracking a bit. Can you
Can
just
you
check your net?
can you hear me now?
Yeah, little better. Your voice is breaking a little bit. So, hi everyone. Thank you so much, Vinti, for doing this because I saw the work that you were doing to raise awareness. And this is the time to, when we don't have a choice, we need to figure out the fundamental fact of our life, which is that our mind, our body are inseparable. They are exactly the same. Our body is just the gross version of the mind. So if anything is affecting us mentally, it is going to have physical repercussions and vice versa. If anything is affecting us physically, it will have mental repercussions. And we talk so much about fitness and eating a healthy diet and exercising, but when it comes to the mind, we get lazy. We're like, like I don't have the time. Oh, I don't have the patience. I've heard this. I don't have the patience. And I honestly want to request all the people who are listening to this that we don't have a choice anymore. Because if we want optimum health, we have to treat our whole human system in totality. We can't ignore the mind and expect the body to function fine. With all the stress, I mean, I think it's a very well known fact now that, not now, it is a well known fact that the biggest reason for any lifestyle diseases, I'm not even talking about infectious diseases, I'm talking about even lifestyle diseases, whether it's diabetes, hypertension, obesity, whatever it is, it's got to do with undue stress. And what is the stress about? The stress is not somebody didn't physically come and stress you out. The stress is only about something going on in the mind about the past or the future. It is not even of this moment, it is all in the mind. And if we don't know how to regulate that, it is going to have physical repercussions. And most importantly, it is going to affect our immunity, which is absolute. I mean, it
The need,
goes without saying how important this is right now. That our mind, by mind, I simply mean our thoughts and emotions. Our thoughts, what is going on in our head, and the emotions attached with it.
right.
If that is not in our control, we are becoming even more vulnerable than we already are. And that's not a good scenario. So it is absolutely vital, guys, who all have joined us and are listening to this, please do take your baby steps towards your mental well-being before, I mean, you don't have to wait for something to go wrong in the mind space. Do something beforehand. And small little practices included, Vinti, every single day, people can actually get tremendous benefits. Tremendous.
Right. So been talking about through my life is self. I feel that it can be times, because unless we are strong, not anybody in our family. And as women, we play such important role, where the access of the family. So it's very, very important care of ourselves. So I'd love your take on that.
That is a very, very uh, dear subject to my heart, because I know that especially women, they like to just go out there, and especially now, you know, how people are helping others, and it is very heartening. It's very, shows you a very positive side of being human when people want to readily go out and help. Even within a family scenario, mothers, wives, sisters, they have a natural aptitude to not think of themselves, but just go out and help. But that is kind of counterproductive. So you have to understand, if I am not positively charged, firstly, we don't even know how to positively charge ourselves. You can consciously do that. If we are not positively charged, we are of a fraction of a help to someone else. We could be so much more.
Right.
But it just goes down drastically if we are not charged properly. And there is so much that we can do to take care of ourselves, because only then can you actually be of service, of help to anybody else, whether it's your family or it's something that you're volunteering for. It will happen. It begins with you. In fact, I say that is the first charity that you do. Take care of yourself. Take charge yourself before you step out into the world, because your energy is anyways going to flow.
Right. So let's start telling sure what exactly is breath work.
Oh, breath work. Let us talk about breath first. Vicky, I hope you just can keep track of the questions. And yes, you can just pin the important questions so we can answer them in the end.
Sure.
So, breath. Breath is the carrier of pran. Pran meaning the vital life force which is running our human body and mind. So our breath is the carrier for the pranic life force. And with modulation of breath, you can move this pran in a certain way. And this is what is called pranayama, which is an ancient yogic science. So it is just regulating the breath in a certain way so that you have more pranic energy in your system for whatever you need it for, whether it is for recovery, whether it is to protect yourself from infections, whatever it is, whether it is to even take care of your family. You need pranic energy in you. So breath work consists of different ways that you can breathe. Your inhalation, the holding in of air, the exhalation, the ratios of this. There are so many different amazing pranayams. When done in the proper sequence, when done regularly, consistently, they have tremendous benefits on our physical body and our mental and emotional body, because our mental and emotional, they're actually bodies. In the yogic science, they consider it a body. Maybe it's subtle, maybe you can't see them. Can you see your thoughts? Can you see your emotions? No, you can't. But are they real for you? They are. We live half our life in our own thoughts and emotions. So it is very, very, very important that we can take baby steps towards simple breath work. Breath work means pranayams. Even if, let's not make it too technical, simple breath work, even if it's something as simple as box breathing. There is so much research that's already been done on box breathing. Because, Vinti, especially right now, it is very important for us to reduce the level of stress and anxiety that we are facing. It is very vital, because if we are constantly talking about the issues that we all are facing, we all are in this together. But if we are constantly talking about the issues, about how horrible life has become, of how sad things are, it is just going to kick in more and more stress and more anxiety. And what that does, it is just takes us away. It puts us in the flight or fight mode.
Right.
And then our body just does not rest and does not recover. Our immunity will plummet down. So to keep us, our body will just not rejuvenate. It won't heal. So it is very important, especially now, to keep our anxiety and stress levels in check.
Right.
So that we can be in a very positively charged pranic space. Yes, somebody asked the question, how do you stay positively charged? I will answer that. So just remind me, we'll go back to that because it's simple things that you can do to stay positively charged. And there is a lot of talk about, okay, what is anxiety? What is stress? How do I control it? Guys, please know that all stress and all anxiety is not bad. It has a function. It has a function to play. It is undue stress, constantly being stressed out. That is what becomes problematic. Supposing you had an argument with somebody, you spoke, you got it was a heated space, and then your heart rate went racing up, and you were angry, and then it should be fine. In half an hour, at least you should return back to normal. But that argument will stay with us for the next 10 days, maybe 2 weeks. That is what is toxic. The immediate reaction that you had was nothing to grudge against. But when it goes on and on and on, when things keep happening in your mind, when you keep overthinking stuff over and over and over again, and negative stuff, trust me, 90% of our thoughts are negative, especially now.
Yeah.
Because of what we're hearing, what we're talking, it's the same. And that negative energy that we are hearing and speaking is, again, keeping us negatively charged. And negatively charged means I do not have enough pran in my body to be able to even fight infections.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, Vrinda, and also can this breath work, can it change the way our mind and physiology is, because when we are stressed, there's so much that's going on, right? So breath work can take care of a whole lot of things is what I've heard, but obviously let's hear your take on that.
absolutely, absolutely. What is the most fundamental thing? I'm saying breath is a carrier for pran. It's a carrier for life force. So when you can do breath work and increase this life force, of course, it has tremendous benefits for your physical body. It has tremendous benefits for your mental, emotional body. But it has to be done consistently. People will do it for 3-4 days. अरे कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. Now इससे तो कुछ नहीं हुआ. इसमें क्या बड़ी बात है? It has to be done consistently, diligently, and yes, for our nervous system. I mean, now there's so much of research, Vinti. It is amazing for our nervous system, for our circulatory system, for our respiratory system. I cannot highlight the importance of the respiratory system, especially now. It's all about the lungs. We're dealing with a pandemic, which is attacking the lungs. And the healthier the lungs, the lesser is our susceptibility to the infection. And even if, God forbid, for all that fear and panic that is out there, even God forbid, even if we get the infection, despite all the precautions we took, fear and panic is only going to make it worse.
Right.
So if you get the infection, you will do whatever is required. You will speak to your doctors, you do the protocols, and you will get fine. And you will get fine. And breath work is it's a inseparable part of your healing process as well. Your lungs have to get back.
And I feel, I'm a mother of 3, and their lives are on the internet, right? So I feel like, this breath work can really help you concentrate, because now hours of internet is causing much eye fatigue and I think fog. That, this sort of breath work can help these kids concentrate so much more. It's like a meditation.
Of course. I mean, this is also a very overused word, meditation. And nobody even understands what is meditation. I mean, if I tell you, honestly, if I tell you, you shut your eyes and you start to meditate, what will happen, Vinti? Where all will the mind go? Where it was not even going before your eyes were open. The moment you shut your eyes, the mind is all over the place.
Yeah.
So meditation, according to my guru, my Sadguru, meditation is a consequence of extreme concentration. So every meditative practice teaches you how to concentrate your mind to one point, whether it's the breath, whether it is this point, the third eye, whether it is a dot on the wall, anything. You fix the mind, you gradually train the mind to fix on anything you want to focus to. it could be a job, it could be a word. And over time, the scattered mind comes to a focal point, and then the traffic of thoughts kind of diminishes, and eventually it disappears. And meditation happens. So almost every meditation in the world has, I think, almost, because I don't know all the meditations in the world, that's why I'm using the word almost, but I think it would be every meditation would have some form of breath work. Because our breath is the medium to control the mind, to control the thoughts. The slower, how do you breathe when you're angry? Think about it. And I will address your question about the children. How do you breathe when you're angry? Short, it's shallow, it's fast.
Very
And,
fast.
Yeah. And when you calm, just notice how your breath is. So you can actually trigger the calm feeling by breathing a certain way, even if nothing is calm around you. In fact, a successful life, especially in the coming time, because things are very chaotic, especially in the current scenario, a successful life would actually should be like this. The more chaotic things get around me, the calmer I can choose to be within me by changing my breath.
And also, can you sleep with a control breath system? Your breathing, can you sleep at all of us? Last one, I have not been able to sleep as well as we were sleeping last year. Maybe the thoughts, anxiousness. But can breathwork play a role? Huh?
Absolutely, absolutely. But let me go back to your first question for children.
Right.
110% breath work should be taught. In fact, that is my endeavor. I will be doing this project really soon. When mothers are pregnant with their babies, they will be doing breath work. They should be trained to do breath work so that when the newborn, and continue it after the delivery is done, they will be able to control the postpartum depression. They will be able to minimize the effects of all the hormonal upheavals that are happening in the body very naturally. And they will be able to inculcate that habit into a newborn's psyche, because children are just grasping by observing. So children, when they are taught, yes, I think somebody else also noticed, Vinti, your voice is buffering.
Suffering. Right.
Your voice, it's kind of getting broken. But it doesn't matter. I mean, we'll come to that when you start speaking. So, guys, I think you can make kind of an idea of what we are speaking about. I will repeat the question that she's asking. So she's asking how important is breath work for children, and how they can actually, because they're constantly on online or what on the gadgets. And I would request all the parents who are watching, minimize the time. Minimize the time for your children with all electronic gadgets, because it is the mind gets very scattered, especially young kids. The mind is so impressionable that whatever the child is viewing, it is making some kind of a program in its own head, in his or her own head. It's a very impressionable mind when a child is from the time of birth to about the age of 7. And you said how old were your kids?
So 13, 8, and 4.
Okay, 13 is, I'm sure he'll have a lot of internet time already. But 4, the one with 4 is, we can surely control, you can control that, I hope. Because, and breath work. And honestly, Vinti, for a 4-year-old, if you start doing breath work, your child will actually start absorbing it. First, the child absorbs the calmness that is happening in the parent. So all the parents who complain that the young kids are really all over the place and they're very anxious and they can't sit in one place, every parent should observe themselves. Because children are like sponges. They can only absorb what they see. So just do that work on yourself. You have to observe how you are in your day-to-day situations, in your day-to-day interactions. How are you dealing with your mind? And your children will absorb that without you even speaking a word. The calmer you are, the calmer your kids are going to get. And if you are doing breath work, they will naturally absorb it. And you will not have opposition from kids or your kids are not going to rebel against you. That, oh, we can't do this. Oh, this is for old people. No, they will just know. They will just do it. In fact, I've done it with pregnant women. And I've done it with women who've just delivered. So they will hold the baby in the lap and they will do the pranayama. So even when they're chanting, so the baby's absorbing all the vibrations. So I'm sure as the baby grows up, the baby is going to kind of feel a natural affinity towards anything that's calming. And that includes breath work. And coming to kids, the younger you introduce it, I hope all schools introduce it. The younger they are, you should introduce breath work. If schools are not doing it, introduce it at home. You will see a very different side of your children if they're doing breath work. Their level of focus would be amazing, amazing. You know, Vinti, there's something very interesting. You know, like we tell our kids. I heard when I was a kid that you know, like when you go to school, teachers tell you focus, focus on your studies, focus, and you come home, the parents tell you focus on your studies, and nobody taught us how to focus.
That's true.
It's like somebody told us, okay, go write your name. Write your name. Why can't you write your name? Why can't? But teach me how to write my name. How long, Vinti, did you take to hold your child's hand and make your child write an A, then a B? And you were very patient. And the child was not given an option, okay, you don't want to write it, it's no problem. You just don't write it. So you would take that time to and have the patience and not give the child a choice to learn how to write. Even before that, we need to train the children. How do you focus your mind? That you can teach only if you know it. So my question, do you know? Do you know? Do you
No,
know
I
how
do.
to focus the mind?
That's why we have you here.
I promise you, anybody who's listening, I just hope, and I'm not an adept. Trust me, I also work at it every single day. That's what meditations are about. So I'm not saying this from a high throne. I'm a student of life myself, and I love to share whatever I learn. So very simple. You should tell your kids about it. The very simple practice to teach to your children and do it with them is about how to concentrate your mind. So you can draw a dot on the wall, and you just stare at it. Okay, it's called a tratak. Tratak is it's a yogic practice. So you stare at the dot. And your eyes actually you want to shut your eyes, your eyes will start to burn. You don't shut your eyes and you stare. The mind will wander, you bring the mind back and you tell your mind, focus, focus. So it's gradually training your mind to follow your command. And then you have to at some point shut your eyes and you will get a bit of tears. So you shut your eyes and you see the same dot in your mind's eye. And you keep on, again, the mind will wander, oh, what is my house help doing? Or what do I need to do? Bring it back. Bring it back. Keep focusing. Keep focusing. And then open your eyes, stare at the dot again. This time the eyes will water faster. Then again, shut the eyes and stare at the dot. You can do it with the diya, you can do it with the candle, you can do it with just a dot, but do it. It will be extremely beneficial for gradually building the muscle of concentration. Concentrating is an art, and it is kind of a habit. Like normally, mostly, if I'm speaking to you or speaking to anybody, I'm only speaking to them. There's nothing else that happens in my mind. Nothing else. I'm 100% present in that moment. And for all of you people, that is. And children should know this. And it has a very deep scientific backing with it. Our thought is electromagnetic in nature. Our speech is electromagnetic in nature. And our body is electromagnetic in nature. So can you imagine when all these three energies are aligned? My thought is aligned with my word. So Vichar Shakti, Vak Shakti, and my action is aligned with exactly what I was thinking and I was speaking. Do you know the power of that?
Immense.
This is what achievement. It is. This is what achievers are made of. They think, they speak, and they act in harmony. And this quality has to be taught to choice. It can be taught. So especially in this distracted world of internet, and I have nothing against technology. I love technology. It's because of technology we are having this remote live. We are having this conversation. But because it is that powerful, it has to be handled very responsibly. And you can only be responsible when you are aware. And you have trained yourself to be responsible. So, guys, whoever is listening out there, there are no shortcuts. There are no quick fixes. Everything in nature takes time. So, one virtue that we've lost is patience. Please say, Vinti.
No, I was just coming back to, people had asked me about sleep. How breathwork help us?
Yes, sleep is those few moments at night. What happened? All good?
Yeah, all good.
That's fine. All good. All is well. All is well. This is something which I picked from Amir's film, and I love it. I every time, guys, and I will come back to the sleep. But anytime, if you suddenly get flustered for anything, anybody, you've heard something, anybody suffered, you heard some sad news, and you start panicking or fearful, just take your right hand, put it in the center of your chest. Your heart center is in the center, not left, not left. So this is the heart center, and just say, all is well. All is well. You will see how beautifully your body will respond. You actually just calm down the entire body by just these words and the energy of your hands. So coming back to sleep. So Vinti, all is well.
All is well.
So coming back to sleep, it is the whole day. Sleep is not something that we achieve with what happens half an hour before we go to sleep. The whole day, how our mind has behaved, the whole life, how we've trained the mind is going to impact the quality and the regularity of our sleep. So our mind has to be trained to calm down as the day progresses. There is a time for us to be extremely alert, and you can breathe a certain way to make yourself alert. Like I said, our mind and our breath are directly connected. So if we do a certain kind of breathing, we become hyper alert. So when you're at work, you can use these breathing techniques because you don't want to be yawning on the table and be very calm and you have a board meeting, and that doesn't work. So you need to be very attentive. All your attention has to be there. As the day progresses, as the sun is going down, it is very natural for our body to start coming down. So the light should be dimming down as well. So in fact, a lot of research has been done on lighting, and because you are in real estate, I would love to, I'm sure you would already know.
I've read this book and how much money they spend on lighting.
Yes. And it is phenomenal. And it's not even, and it is not just about the money. You can tweak it very easily. Like in my house, I've not spent that much money. I've not spent any money. In fact, I'm sitting on a gadda right now because I like low seating. I love things to be very raw and bare. That's how I like it. So I've just put the lamps on the floor. So the overhead light makes us more alert, and when the lighting is low, it naturally calms down the body. And you can try it. If you keep dim lighting, you can actually get your body to calm down. And obviously, as the day progresses, working out very late in the evening is not going to be very good for your sleep. The calmer you are, especially towards the end of the day, easier it will be for you to fall asleep. You can do the Anulom Vilom Pranayama, which is the alternate nostril breathing. You can do just the normal deep breathing. I will take you through a simple breathing practice in the end of the session as well. So you can do simple breathing techniques before you go to bed. And one thing that we all must do, and we all need to, and it's not going to happen overnight, Vinti, because we are so ingrained to have this chatter in our heads. And it is all this chatter which does not let us fall asleep. Can you imagine if I removed all the thoughts from your mind? Or if the traffic of thoughts was really low, or you are feeling very grateful, how beautifully you'll fall asleep. Just think about it.
Absolutely.
So these things are to be practiced. So with practice, you can learn how to reduce the chatter. You can learn how to flip a negative thought. And these negative thoughts are like sticky. They just stick. So with certain practices in place, you can remove them, especially when we're trying to sleep. One negative thought will get stuck in the head. One worrying thought will get stuck in the head, and we will not be able to fall asleep. And that is happening more and more. And I must share this with all the listeners, guys, because we feel so negatively towards anxiety. Have you ever tried? Do you have anything against excitement? Do you?
Nothing, no. I'm
No?
over
But
excitement. I'm over.
But do you know that excitement and anxiety are exactly the same physiologically? Racing heart rate, butterflies in the stomach, shortness of breath, they are physiologically the same. The only difference is the story that is going on in your head. One story is doing all those physiological things and is pleasurable. The other story, the anxious, the anxiety wala story, is doing all these things and your experience is unpleasurable. But physiologically, you can't sleep with excitement either.
Yeah.
So to normalize, this is no, what I'm speaking about is something called self-regulation of emotions. Overexcitement is also not good, not just anxiety. Over anxiety, over stress, over excitement, all of these are not good for your rest and recovery. So knowing one thing, that nature thrives in balance. How to balance ourselves? We are all nature. And you know what happens when nature goes out of balance. And we just had a cyclone the other day. So,
Right.
yeah. So nature thrives in balance. How to bring yourself to a balanced state, not just before you go to bed. Every time you experience a heightened emotion, you should know how to calm yourself down. Like I will ask you, do you know how to control your hand, Vinti?
No.
Does your hand follow your command? Your hand follows your command, right? You can use it as you like.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. With practice. Maybe when you were a toddler, when you were just born, you were not conscious of your hand, but you trained. You learned how to use your hands efficiently. The same thing is with the mind. Mind is all over the place. We cannot calm down the mind at will. That is a problem. Our mind is also a faculty like our hand. We have to train the mind over time so that it can follow our command. It will require time and it will require patience. But we do not have a choice because according to the WHO predictions, uh, depression and anxiety are going to be the new pandemic.
Absolutely. And this is
And
not
yeah,
the situation
and we
currently
are seeing it.
aggravating all the people are just caught, left alone with family. So I think it's just
See,
aggravating.
it is see what is happening around me. I know because I know I deal with the mind and I do my sessions for the mind. I do my personal sessions for the mind, so I know I actually have no time nowadays because people are struggling that much more with the mind because now they can't step out. Earlier there were so many more distractions. Now you are left to face whatever you are, and this is the time to realize that I cannot control what happens around me all the time. We really cannot control the situation. But what happens within me has to be in my control. Guys, all of you who are listening out there, take this one pledge that what happens within me, at least in my mind. Okay, physically also, I might catch an infection or something might happen to me physically. But what happens in my mind can 100% be in my control. So depression and anxiety is not a physical problem, it's a problem of the mind. But that I'm telling you that with training, with practice, with a diligent practice, you can train your mind to follow your command. It is vital for our survival now. Absolutely vital. And it and honestly, when people tell me, it is very hard, I can't do it. I was like, remove two words from your dictionary, from your life. From the dictionary of your life, remove two words, easy and hard. Remove them. You train your kids to remove these two words. When you talk to them, you tell them there is no easy or hard. If something has to be done, you just go ahead and do it. It is just a program that is embedded in our mind, which makes us think it is easy, it is hard. Bachpan se suna hai, so we also talk like that.
Right.
You can reprogram yourself. Nothing is easy or hard. If it has to be done, I'm going to do it. So it just makes the process that much easier. So God forbid, if I get the infection, I'm not going to say, oh, how easy or hard my life has become. I will just go ahead and do whatever is required to be done. That is, I'll do whatever is required for my healing. So that is why it is very, very important for all of us to wake up and do whatever we can do to take care of at least first this piece of life. So this will bring me to how you can charge yourself every single day and do it. I can share with you what you can do to charge yourself. But take a pledge that I'm going to do it. No matter what happens, I am going to do it. I'm going to take care of this one. And that equips me to take care of someone else. And in fact, I share it with you. I'm doing this event tomorrow. I'm doing this live tomorrow. And all of you listeners, you're most welcome to join it. It's a Zoom live. And I'm doing it for a charity. So I'll be talking in depth about breathwork and a little bit about visualizing health and pranayams and something about meditation as well. So you learn how to breathe right and whatever, and you can donate some funds if you like. And all the proceeds go to the Hemkund Foundation, which is doing great work. If you're familiar with them, what work they're doing?
We're raising funds for food as well.
Oh, nice, nice. So, and they're supplying oxygen. So the whole idea was you learn how to breathe right, and someone else gets oxygen. And
Wow.
that is how connected we are. One is breathing, and the other one gets oxygen.
Such a
So
brilliant.
that is. So I will be posting the link. I'll post the link, I think tonight or tomorrow morning on my on Vrinda Official. The link is there, guys. You're most free to join it. It's a webinar, and if you can't join it, I will still post the session. You can learn the practices, and you can do the practices and do donate. It's for a good cause. In little way you can, and it's fine even if you can't. At least keep this one safe. Learn the practices and keep yourself safe. And yes, Vinti, I'm sorry, I'm the one speaking. You have to share as well.
No, not at all. It's your insight that we need. And honestly, I think I'm echoing is what a couple of people are saying. So it's better you speak because you're the one who's giving us all the insight.
So, someone asked, a question was asked, how do we charge ourselves? So, first thing, guys, just keep track of time, Vinti, because I can't see the time. So you'll have track of time. Yeah. So,
Yes.
how much time do we have?
After this. I think after this, we'll just get to the breath work so people can just learn the easy techniques.
Yes, yes. So, how do you charge yourself is first thing, wake up in gratitude. Every morning, gratitude has tremendous power. Instead of, yes, of course, a lot of us are going through a lot of hardships, but even in those hardships, there would be so much that is going right. So we train the mind to focus on what is going right. So if my right hand is hurting, I will think of the left hand. Oh, thank God, the left is fine. So gratitude can be tweaked to that degree. So when you wake up in the morning, you actually fold your hands and you take a deep breath. And you tell yourself, you be grateful for life. You be grateful for health. You be grateful for that you're alive. You know, people ask me, okay, what do I be grateful for? Life. Life is still happening in my veins. Life is not my doing. Life is a gift. Starting your day with that gratitude just sets the tone for the day. Okay, that is one baby step towards having a positively charged day. Remember, every negative thought is going to discharge you. Every positive thought is going to charge you. I don't have anything against the negative or the positive or some. It is just mathematics. Negative will drain you, positive will charge you. Yes? So that is why we limit the negative and increase the positive. After you have done your gratitude in the morning, you can even keep a gratitude journal. It is a fantastic habit in which you can write down at the end of each day whatever you're grateful for. You know, maybe somebody got you a glass of water, maybe you saw a bird chirping, maybe, sorry?
I said all these small things go such a, they just go such a long way because, it helps you
Yes.
develop a good habit.
It's these small things that actually matter. It's the small
Absolutely.
things which actually, keep on adding that charge. After the gratitude in the morning, you have to do your breath work. Your pranayams, it will take you about 10 minutes, maximum 15 minutes. Your pranayam practice has to be there. After that, or you can combine it with getting some sun. Guys, I cannot overemphasize the importance of sunlight. It is not just for vitamin D, it has tremendous pranic energy. We are all solar powered. All of us are solar powered. Whether we eat plants or whether we eat animals, whatever we are, it's eventually Surya Pran. How do plants actually get their energy, which we eat? From the sunlight. It's literally sunlight. So we are literally eating plants, sunlight in the form of plants. But we can take it directly as well. So get some sun. Have to get some sun. That will have tremendous benefits on your body. Then minimize the negative thoughts. How do you minimize this? I will share it with a practice in tomorrow's session as well. You minimize it by firstly becoming conscious of it, and then literally sit down for 2 minutes. The moment you notice that a negative thought is going on and on and on in your head, you actually sit down and you tell yourself, shh. Just tell your mind to shush off. Actually, without being aggressive, you can just say, it's all good. It's all fine. It's good. Life is good. Over time, you will realize that less and less of these negative thoughts will start coming up. Even if they come, they'll go away very fast because you become conscious of them and you should try this. This works like magic. You'll be like, shh, it's good. Life is good. And take a deep breath and life is good. After that, you can do these check-ins. I call them self-check-in. So self-check-in can be done after every 2 hours, after every 1 hour. Just see how you're feeling. It's very important. Our feelings are very strong electromagnetic energy. So if you're not feeling good, if you're feeling stressed out or angry or anxious, settle it down. Settle it down with breath work, settle it down with, and you can think of anything positive. Think of you flip the thought. You can choose what you wish to think of. Either you become thoughtless. Okay, there are 3 ways to have a good life. Either you become thoughtless, or you can become distant from your thoughts. Like thoughts are going and they don't affect me. Or you at least choose what you want to think about. This random thought process is causing a lot of damage. And this negative thought process is damaging us a lot.
It's amazing how much power we have to control our own thoughts.
Yes. Initially, you will feel very powerless. Initially.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
we've not trained. Can you imagine if we had never learned how to speak in school? Do you think you would have we could have this conversation and how much we would struggle to even pronounce one word? So it is with practice.
Yeah.
So initially it's going to be hard. But you don't, again, there is no easy, there is no hard. if it has to be done, it will be done. You have to do it. And I do it. Well, that is my strength. I developed it. And that can be your strength and you can develop it. Yes? So let us now,
Let,
yes,
let,
let's quick. What is the time, Vinti? I hope we've not crossed an hour.
it's
45
6:45.
minutes. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Should be
So I would like to share a very simple breathing practice, which is simple yet very effective, and it really helps you de-stress. It is in fact used by Navy SEALs when in very frenzied situations they need to really calm down and actually bring all their awareness to one point. So this is something that is called box breathing. Okay, and it's very simple. You can just sit on a chair, you can sit on the floor, and I would love you to try, love that you can try it with me, Vinti.
Would have to.
Yeah. And you can make a mudra. Mudras really help because there are certain circuits of energy. If we want a calming energy to flow through us, we make this mudra. This is known as a dhyana mudra. Yeah. And we can either fix our gaze at a point, either you let's just stare at a point, or you can shut your eyes. Even if you shut your eyes, you fix your gaze. You imagine a light over here, like you kind of slightly roll up the eyebrows very gently, and you focus it over there. So how this breathing is done is you will breathe in to 4 counts. You will hold your breath for 4 counts. You will exhale from the mouth for 4 counts, and you will hold the breath out for 4 counts. And if guys do attend tomorrow's session, because I will be going in a lot of detail on how to actually take a deep breath, and we don't even know how to take a deep breath, honestly. So right now we will make do with whatever we know. So we will take our own version of a deep breath. So breathe into 4. Hold your breath in for 4. Exhale from the mouth for 4. Hold the breath out for 4. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Hold out. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Hold out. This is the simple practice of box breathing. It will, firstly, tell me how, we just done 3 breaths, but tell me what you're feeling.
Oh, it really felt good. Honestly, it really, really
Yeah.
felt good. And your aura itself is fun.
Yes, yes. And it's interesting that you said aura because your aura is nothing but this energy field that surrounds you. It's very real. It's very real because this aura is nothing but our thoughts and emotions radiating from our body. Can you imagine? So tomorrow I'll be talking about auras and the our thoughts and emotions, how they actually have a field around us. So as we are calming down our breath, this aura also starts calming down, cleanses itself. And Surya does tremendous benefits for our aura, physical body and the energy body. Energy body is the auric body. So it is very powerful, and we are just scratching the surface. So all of you guys, this is the first baby step you can take. I shared the tips with you. Do your box breathing. Do your box breathing in the morning. And even if you're recovering from COVID, of course, while you have, if you have the infection, you have to listen to your doctors, follow their protocols, do the pronated breathing. You can do the Anulom Vilom Pranayama very gently, but after speaking to your doctor. When you're recovering, again, gentle breath holds are very, very beneficial. So box breathing works brilliantly when you are recovering from COVID or you know of people who are recovering from COVID. But yes, always speak to your doctor so that even mentally you're more comfortable doing any practice. So this is a simple practice. Do it. You know, just watching it is not going to help. You people will have to practice. And when practiced consistently, diligently, you will reap the benefits. That is how nature has designed it.
Thank you so, so much. This is insightful and cannot really been lovely. And I've actually calmed down so much through really felt it myself first so much.
I am so glad, and that is my endeavor, that each one can do this for themselves. And you'll realize, Vinti, the power. When you are calm, you're charging not just yourself, you're charging your whole family. And I would love to, I actually connect with you because I'm going to do a live for mothers, especially for mothers during this time, and how a mother should never hug her child if she is feeling mentally low. Don't do that.
Wow.
You will suck the energy from your baby because energy has to flow.
Wow.
So as a mother, guys, I just got goosebumps. As a mother, one thing, take a pledge. I'm not going to hug, especially my children. Husband, yeah, you can hug him even if you're discharged. You can take it from him. It's fine. But children, no, no. You charge. I would say not even husband. Your husband should get charged when he gives you a hug. Children, you charge yourself, and that is when you hug your child. And even during the day, you be in a positively charged space, and then you pass on that energy to your kids. Like
Wow.
I've in fact have had conversations with my clients. Like they're stressed out and they have had a hectic day at work, and on the way they've called me, and we've come and we've worked together. And before you enter the house, before you hug your kids, you have to be in a great space mentally so that you can pass on that charge. So as a mother, that is a foremost duty.
Thank you. Thank you for that tip. Thank you so much,
I
once.
know, sorry, your voice was breaking, but I
Can you hear me now?
assume
So much
yes,
for
yes.
this has really been lovely and all your been amazing.
Thank you, Vinti. Thank you so much for doing this, and thank you everyone for having me on this live. And please practice, be healthy, be safe, be happy. Be
Thank you.
happy always.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Take
Lovely.
care. Thank you. Lovely being here.